Hello, creatures of the night, and welcome back. Tonight, we're taking a journey back in time to a decade that defined a generation of fear, an era of practical effects, synth-heavy scores, and nightmares that crawled right off the VHS tape and into our collective subconscious. So dim the lights, check under your bed, and lock the doors. These are the top 10 horror movies of the 1980s. Kicking off our list at number 10 is An American Werewolf in London. Two American backpackers are attacked by a mysterious beast on the British moors. One dies and the other, David, survives, only to be haunted by visions of his decaying friend, who warns him he'll become a werewolf at the next full moon. Audiences were blown away by the film's perfect blend of genuine terror and dark, witty humor. The scary fact? The groundbreaking and horrifying transformation scene was so realistic it won the first ever Academy Award for Best Makeup. Its highlight is undeniably that agonizing, bone-snapping metamorphosis. You don't just see the change, you feel it in your own bones. At number 9, we have Poltergeist. The Freeling family's idyllic suburban life is shattered when malevolent spirits invade their home, communicating through the television and eventually abducting their youngest daughter, Carol Ann. Viewers at the time were terrified because it brought horror into the one place everyone felt safe, their own home. Here's a chilling fact. A real human skeleton was used in the iconic pool scene because it was cheaper than a plastic prop. The highlight remains that simple, spine-tingling line, "They're here." It turned the humble TV set into a portal of pure dread. Slithering into our number 8 spot is John Carpenter's The Thing. In the desolate Antarctic, a group of researchers discovers a parasitic alien that can perfectly imitate any life form it consumes. The film was initially met with a cold reception, criticized for being too bleak, but over time, it's been hailed as a masterpiece of paranoia and suspense. Scary fact, the film's practical effects were so gruesome and complex that some crew members felt physically ill just watching them operate. The highlight is the blood test scene, masterclass in building tension where a simple drop of heated blood determines who is human and who is ... something else. At number 7, we enter the dream world with A Nightmare on Elm Street. A group of teenagers in a quiet town are stalked and murdered in their dreams by Freddy Krueger, a vengeful, razor-gloved killer. If he gets you in your sleep, you die for real. The concept terrified audiences by turning the sanctuary of sleep into a hunting ground. A scary little tidbit for you. Wes Craven based Freddy as character on a real series of news articles about people who died inexplicably in their sleep. The highlight has to be the unforgettable scene where Freddy, clawed hand emerges from the water in the bathtub. It's pure, primal fear. Coming in at number 6 is The Evil Dead. 5 college students venture into a remote cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway and unwittingly unleash an ancient demonic entity after playing a mysterious audio tape. Viewers were captivated by its raw, chaotic energy and relentless pace. It felt dangerous and unlike anything they'd seen before. Scary fact, the remote, decrepit cabin they filmed in was genuinely abandoned, and conditions were so harsh that the cast and crew often slept there to avoid the long, difficult journey back to civilization. The film's highlight is its wildly creative, low-budget gore and the iconic first-person demon cam rushing through the forest. We're at the halfway mark with number 5, Hellraiser. A man escapes a sadomasochistic underworld, and his former lover helps him regenerate by luring victims to their attic. But the demonic Cenobites, led by the iconic Pinhead, want him back. The film shocked audiences with its graphic imagery and exploration of pleasure and pain. Scary fact, author Clive Barker, who also directed the film, was so disappointed with other adaptations of his work that he insisted on directing Hellraiser himself to ensure his vision remained intact. The undeniable highlight is the first appearance of the Cenobites, an unforgettable reveal of body horror artistry that promised such sights to show you. Checking into number 4 is The Shining. Jack Torrance, a writer and recovering alcoholic, takes a job as the winter caretaker at the isolated Overlook Hotel with his wife and psychic son. The hotel's sinister presence slowly drives Jack to madness. Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece was initially met with mixed reviews, but is now considered one of the greatest horror films ever made. Here's a creepy fact. To get the authentic terror from actress Shelley Duvall, Kubrick famously pushed her to her limits, demanding countless takes of stressful scenes, leading to a genuinely frayed performance. The highlight? Here's Johnny. Jack Nicholson's axe-wielding rampage through the hotel is one of cinema's most iconic and terrifying moments. Our bronze medal of fear at number 3 goes to Aliens. The lone survivor of an alien attack, Ellen Ripley, returns to the planetoid LV-426 decades later, this time with a squad of colonial marines, only to find the creatures have multiplied. Audiences loved how James Cameron shifted the genre from slow burn horror to high-octane action horror, without losing an ounce of terror. Scary fact. The chilling screech of the alien queen was a combination of various animal sounds, including a baboon's shriek. The highlight is the climactic battle between Ripley and the power loader and the alien queen. Get away from her, you bitch. It's a legendary showdown of maternal instinct. At number 2, we have The Fly. Brilliant but eccentric scientist Seth Brundle is on the verge of a breakthrough in teleportation. But when an experiment goes wrong and a common housefly enters the telepod with him, his DNA begins to merge with the insects, leading to a slow, grotesque transformation. Audiences were horrified and moved by the film's tragic body horror, which served as a powerful metaphor for disease and decay. Here's a scary fact. The incredibly complex makeup for the Brundle flea took over 5 hours to apply each day. The highlight is the film's heart-wrenching finale. It's not just scary. It's a genuine tragedy that stays with you long after the credits roll. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 horror film of the 1980s. A film that has haunted our screens and our psyches for decades. David Cronenberg's Videodrome. The president of a sleazy television station discovers a broadcast signal featuring extreme violence and torture. As he tries to uncover its source, he begins to lose touch with reality, experiencing bizarre and terrifying hallucinations that blur the line between technology and flesh. Viewers were disturbed and mesmerized by its surreal, prophetic vision of media consumption. Scary fact, the infamous pulsating, breathing videotape was created using a dental dam stretched over a television and an air pump operated by a crew member underneath. The highlight of the film is its core, terrifying message, encapsulated in the line, "Long live the new flesh." It's a chilling prediction of our relationship with media that is more relevant today than ever. And there you have it, our descent into the terrifying heart of 80s horror. A decade that wasn't afraid to push boundaries, to get messy, and to leave us sleeping with the lights on. What did you think of our list? What 80s nightmares still haunts you? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into fear, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, stay scared.